Nowadays, when a new GPU comes out, people just don't get impressed like they used to. The RTX 50 series just dropped. And once again, a lot of people think it looks underwhelming. The FPS gains aren't massive, and the charts make it seem like a small upgrade. But the real reason people feel this way isn't because the GPUs are bad. It's because they don't fully understand what's actually improving. A decade ago, upgrading was simple. You bought a new GPU and boom, your FPS shot up by 50% or more. That kind of performance jump was easy to see. But that old way of improving GPUs is done. Instead of just brute forcing higher frame rates, NVIDIA has shifted towards AI-driven gaming, smarter rendering, and software-based enhancements. These things don't always show up in a simple FPS chart, so people assume the upgrades are minor when, in reality, they're massive. And if you don't believe that the old just add more raw power approach is dead, look at AMD. They tried that route and they completely failed. Their GPUs still struggle in ray tracing, they have no answer to DLSS, and their FSR upscaling just isn't good enough. Meanwhile, NVIDIA focused on AI-driven rendering, frame generation, and smarter software, and that's why they're ahead. This isn't the first time people have been confused by new GPU tech. When ray tracing and DLSS first launched, a lot of gamers called them gimmicks. Ray tracing was dismissed as a useless performance hit, and DLSS, people thought it was just blurry AI upscaling. Fast forward to today, and almost every major game supports ray tracing, and DLSS has become a must-have for high resolutions. These features completely changed gaming, but at the time, most people didn't understand their value. People see these new GPUs and only focus on traditional FPS gains, but they're missing the bigger picture. These cards are built for the future, not just for today's games. And just like with DLSS and ray tracing, once AI-driven graphics become the norm, these GPUs will start to show their true potential. The real problem isn't the GPUs, it's the way we review them. The old benchmarks just don't work anymore. Most reviews are still focused on native resolution FPS, rasterization performance, but they completely ignore AI performance, neural rendering capabilities, and how these GPUs will handle next-gen workloads. The biggest feature of these modern NVIDIA GPUs is AI, yet AI performance isn't even mentioned in most reviews. That's like reviewing a new Tesla and only talking about how fast it goes in a straight line while ignoring self-driving. That's how dumb these GPU reviews are. And let's not forget how NVIDIA keeps making their GPUs better over time. Look at DLSS 4, RTX 40 series owners basically got a free performance upgrade just from a software update. Remember when ray tracing and DLSS were called gimmicks? Back when everyone was pretending that DLSS was fake AI magic. You were all too stupid to see the future when it was staring you in the face, and now you're whining about the 50 series because you still can't see it. Guess what? You're going to look just as wrong in the next few years. If you can't understand that AI-driven tech is going to change the way we play games, then I'm honestly not sure how you even function in daily life. Let's talk about reviewers for a second. The so-called tech experts out there are still stuck in the prehistoric mindset of only measuring native resolution FPS. Meanwhile, AI performance, the stuff that actually matters, is barely even mentioned. They're still benchmarking these cards like it's 2015. They're completely missing the point, and in turn, making everyone else miss the point too. FPS alone doesn't cut it anymore. If you're still judging GPUs by how much FPS you can cram out of them at max settings, then you're stuck in the past, and it's honestly pathetic. The real future is in AI-driven graphics and smarter software, but most of you are too busy crying over meaningless benchmarks to realize it. So yeah, the GPUs aren't the problem. It's your ability to actually see the future that's lacking.